Right, you lot. Let's talk Villa. I've literally just got back from the gym. My meal prep is prepping in the background. But whilst I was on the Stairmaster doing my cardio, finishing off my session, all of a sudden, it's been exclusively broken that Aston Villa are signing Amadou. That's right, not Andre.
Andre is not even my name, mate. Do you know what I mean? Go on.
AMADOU ONANA for £50 million from Everton. So we're going to have a look at his stats, have a look at where he fits into Aston Villa's midfield. This is our first marquee signing of the transfer window, and what a signing I think it is going to be. If you are enjoying Premier League and Aston Villa content, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss a thing. Let's have a look at our new midfielder, AMADOU ONANA. By looking at his foot mob, 22 years of age, 6'4" tall, a current market value of 55 million, so 50 million is a good deal. Primarily plays in a centre mid position, obviously playing for Everton, who are a defensive team by nature, being under Sean Dyche. Can also play attacking midfielder, but probably will not be brought in for that, but also defensive midfield. His Euro stats actually didn't play too bad. 4 games, 4 starts, an average rating of 7.2. Of course, Belgium not getting very far. We're of course going to look at his Premier League stats for the season. 2 goals, no assists. Again, this is for an Everton team that were fighting relegation and are massively defensive by the nature of their manager. Emery ball, slightly different to Dyche ball, but I like the fact that, you know, we've sent them Timo Rogbottom. We'll take AMADOU ONANA. It's an upgrade for us, but they're getting an exciting young prospect in return as well. Like I say, stats wise, I mean, ONANA is one again that's probably a bit more of an eye test. You need to visually see him play. He's so physically imposing. He demands the ball. He controls a midfield in terms of physicality, etc, etc. But a couple of his stats do stand out. 85% pass accuracy, a 70% long ball accuracy, and a 33% cross accuracy is not to be sniffed at. 60% dribble success. He's very, very good at driving the ball forward. We'll get onto that on his FB ref stats. 38 tackles won puts him in the top 20th percentile in terms of similar players in the Premier League last year. 180 duels won. He wins 65.9% of his duels. Only 1.6% were better at doing that in the Premier League in terms of centre mids and defensive midfielders. 53 aerial duels won, wins nearly 75% of his aerial duels. He's an absolute physical, genetic freak. 21 interceptions, 8 blocks, 160 recoveries, and 17 times he won possession in the final third. But then we swap over to his FB ref. We bring that up here. We can see his complete scouting report, and what stands out per 90, this is per 90, not total stats. He's in the top 8th percentile, and this is against Europe's big 5 leagues, the Champions League and the Europa League, over the last 365 days. Only 8% better than him, and only 6% better at winning aerial duels. If we go down into a little bit more depth, you can see shooting wise, again, not what he was in the Everton team to do. He was in the Everton team to defend, be that physical presence. He is probably going to be our Douglas Luiz replacement, so I expect Emery is going to demand more of Onana going forward, but he is of course going to be primarily there for his physical attributes and his defensive attributes as well, which we'll get onto a little bit later. Again, passing, apart from his long pass completion, nothing stands out. Again, I think he's more of an eye test type player. In terms of pass types, his amount of passes blocked, he actually in the top 5th percentile in the Europe's top 5 leagues. Goal and shot creation is, again, nothing particularly interesting until you see that final stat. So defensive actions that he has done that have led to a goal, he's in Europe's top 3 percentage, so winning that ball back and presenting opportunities for his team. When you have a player like Ollie Watkins who gets in behind and sends England to the Europe final, then, you know, that might go up a little bit. But again, here is where he shines. Tackles, top 8th percentile. Defensive third and midfield third, top 11th and 12th percentile respectively. And then tackles plus interceptions, top 15th percentile for that as well. Fouls drawn is actually relatively high as well. And then you go down here, ball recoveries, aerials won, and percentage of aerials won. He is one of the elites in European football. And I think Villa, to be honest with you, I've been saying it for a while, lacked an aerial presence in the Premier League last season, lacked a bit of physicality, apart from when Diego Carlos was on the pitch. we have got that now. We look at how Anana fits into the team, and let's be honest, after the sale of Douglas Luiz, he slots in nicer than those burgers in the air fryer are going to slot in my meal prep, because he goes right next to Kamara for me when Kamara's back fit, as you can see on the screen. I imagine we might line up a little something like this, barring new signings, but I think he's going to be in that role, and then Kamara's going to be obviously our main holding midfielder, and Anana's going to have that license to go forward and express himself, be a little bit more creative, and ultimately drive us up the pitch. One thing you'll notice about this, John McGinn is not in my starting lineup. We're going to do a video about that very soon, so Aston Villa fans, stick around for that one. But he fits in there absolutely delightfully, and like I say, I think he's going to be our link, and then Barkley will be his backup more than likely, or maybe even Barkley will be coming in here when Kamara is not fit, starting next to him. McGinn might start in a bit of more of an advanced role if he is going to be in the team. But then obviously in transition, we've already covered Maatsen a couple of times. Maatsen in transition likes to come in and be a double pivot. That allows Anana to occupy this space. He can push forward, he can push forward, he can push forward. Cash can even push forward if he wants, and it kind of allows that little diamond in midfield there that we'll just highlight there. We'll put Cash out the way. That is, I imagine, how our little diamond in midfield might look in transition when we're trying to work on breaking teams down, and that is a very nice little diamond. And then obviously defensively, him and Kamara can just sit in front of Konsa and Powell when we go into our compact 4-4-2. If we just demonstrate that on the team on the screen for you guys right now. Defensively, we are very, very compact, and we probably will operate in a system quite like this when Watkins is down there, and then like I say, Kamara and Anana, that is an elite defensive duo in that midfield. And when we're defending our box and Cash is out there and Konsa and Powell are dropping deep, Maatsen's watching his man at the back post, to have Anana, that physical presence in there in midfield, dropping back to head the ball out the box, win 75% of his aerial duels, guys. We know that's what he's going to be there to do. That is a massive plus for us. And let's not forget that we employ Austin McPhee. Somehow he's like one of the most famous people in Villa Park. He always seems to get covered and always seems to be, he knows where the cameras are. I swear he knows where the cameras are. But again, we're coming up with creative, inventive set piece routines. You just know that there's going to be some routines that are specifically set up so that we can get the ball on Anana's noggin, and I reckon he could get 5 to 10 goals from set pieces. A bit like a Marouane. Remember when Fellaini first signed for Everton? The geezer was just banging like 15 goals, and all of them were just like toe pokes and headers from free kicks. I would like to see Anana play that role, but it's lovely, and I think he's going to flow in this team so well. What do I think about the Onana deal overall? Throw it up there, 10 out of 10. I covered this guy in videos previously on my channel where I said it would be like the ultimate signing if we could get him. I think it was the one player from every team video. I said Everton, Anana. I think he's going to be one of Europe's elite midfielders when he matures a little bit. He is only 22 years of age. He hasn't played for a top team in the Premier League. Now he is getting that opportunity. Arsenal were interested in him. There was overseas interest in him. I think everyone knew he was going to leave Everton for big money this summer, and I think Emery could be the right manager to unlock his potential. We've seen what he's done in the likes of transforming Tielemans, transforming McGinn, transforming Rodgers from what people thought was an average championship player to one of Villa's most important players. Bailey, a player that was struggling, he has transformed. Yes, I know I've seen the comments, he isn't a miracle worker, I completely get that. However, I will say, I think that Onana is going to be unlocked and released into a transitional role between, well, linking the defensive midfield and then creating that triangle with Maatsen and Kamara when he's back fit, or Maatsen and Tielemans, Maatsen and McGinn, Tielemans and McGinn. It is going to be so exciting to watch. And this is our first marquee signing of the summer, £50 million. Could it lend credence to the Diaby rumours? There's a video coming on that Monday, so be sure to check that out. But I don't have anything negative to say about this deal. I really do believe that Onana is a fantastic player. He adds an element of physicality that Villa lacked last season, and I cannot wait to see him in Villa Park. Now, please do share this video around with all of your Villa fam and friends, guys. I want to get the biggest discussion possible in the comments down below. I'll reply to everything. I can't wait to speak to you guys down there. Let me know what you guys think about Onana. Up the Villa. Be nice to everyone. The big signings are coming. I think there's a few more on the horizon too.